1978's Challenge of the Super Friends introduced the Legion of Doom, a group of dastardly DC villains who hung out in a big skull in a swamp. But did they all make it into the expanded Justice League Unlimited version nearly 20 years later? The OG group was led by Lex Luthor, and yeah, he's a regular on JLU and their leader. Well, after he mutinied against the first leader, Gorilla Grodd, who also regularly found himself at the table in Super Friends. Toyman, while not the giggling jester we saw back then, did show up as well, as did Giganta, who swapped out her leopard print jungle jumper for a chic pink dress. Cheetah, Bizarro, and Sinestro also made the jump from Boomerang to Cartoon Network, and so did Black Manta, kind of. For weird character rights issues, he was mildly redesigned and renamed Devil Ray. But he was basically Black Manta. The guy who voiced him even played Black Manta's dad in the Aquaman movie. However, there were a few LOD originals who didn't make the cut. The Riddler and Scarecrow flat out couldn't appear due to the infamous Bat embargo, a copyright conundrum that kept certain Batman characters from existing in two places at once. Like Scarecrow was in the Christopher Nolan movies, so he was a no-go. Captain Cold did appear on Justice League Unlimited, and while his co-Flash Rogue Mirror Master was in the Legion of Doom, he wasn't for whatever reason.
My ulcer's been acting up.
Brainiac didn't make narrative sense to be a Flesh and Blood member, or whatever equates to Flesh and Blood for him, since he'd been all but eradicated the previous season, and Question Mark lived inside the head of Lex Luthor like a spooky ghost. Rip. And finally, Solomon Grundy. He just plain died twice. Double rip.